If you're a trader, then you know how important entry is to a trade, especially if you're scalping. Tonight, we're going to go over a scalp entry checklist to make sure you're on point in the Aftermarket Stock Lounge. See you in a few.
Welcome to the Aftermarket Dream. Welcome to the Aftermarket Dream. Welcome to the Aftermarket Party where we hang free.
Welcome to the Aftermarket live chat and watch party. I am Dawn, your host, aka J&J Video Reacts, and this is a stream that's been created for traders to have a place to come to and just kind of hang out after the market is over and trading is closed down for the day, just to decompress and to figure out what happened throughout the course of the day, what happened in the market, what happened or didn't happen in your trades. Now, American Dream Trading is owned and operated by Chad W. Christian, who's a 33-year stock market vet, and he literally has traded in every market condition imaginable. In fact, in the 3 years since I've been here, we've all, with his help, traded in quite a few different market scenarios. I'm talking FOMC meetings, conflict overseas, all types of things, continuation of pandemics and things like that. We have traded through all of it, tariffs, you name it, we've traded through it. We're taught how to trade the right way over here. Okay, we don't chase call outs. We are taught to think like traders, use our support and resistance lines, learn how to chart the history of a stock so we know the best probability of what it could do in the course of a day. So with that being said, we also use our paper trading accounts so that we're not risking any real money. The only time you should risk real money is if you're no longer a brand new trader and you know absolutely you have proven consistently that you are able to get in, get green, and get out of trades, right? Whether that be through the shedding technique, whether that be through holding it long term. Green trades is where it's at. So welcome to the show. We're going over scalp entries tonight, and hopefully you will be ready for that. Just want to make sure we're taking care of some housekeeping stuff. You know what I need you to do, right? You know what I need. You already know what's coming. Smash that like button, gang. Share the content out and subscribe to the channel if you have not already done so. We are trying to get Coach to 20,000 subscribers. Right now, we are firmly sitting at 17,252. Way to go. We just passed 17K not that long ago, so we are on a great trajectory. Only 27.48 to go, and we will have him there. If you'd like to join American Dream Trading, go over to none other than our website. It is right there on the screen for you. And if right now, we've got all kinds of Black Friday deals going on. So you can go over there and get signed up right away. We've been doing 7-day free trials for quite a while for our premium membership, which includes training in stocks and options. And that also includes pre-market setup, hot stock picks, IPO center, videos on demand, and most importantly, the one-on-one type style live open mic Zoom call training with Coach. That's right. I said live open mic. You can actually ask him questions and interact with him, unlike a lot of the gurus that you see out there today trading, right? So usually you're just watching them and you're not making any money, but Coach trains us to make the money. He trades, but he helps us in our trades. He prides himself on being a trainer first and a trader after that, trader second. Second, we also do crypto. If you want to learn crypto, all you have to do is sign up for a crypto membership. It also comes with a 7-day free trial and is renewed at a regular rate. Oh, premium membership renews at its regular rate of $125 a month. And with crypto, that is only $50 a month. So we want to get that room filled up. Every Wednesday, they have an amazing Zoom class with our training moderators over there, Chris and Bucko. They do an amazing job of getting you trained up on crypto. And definitely definitely take advantage of that. Last but not least, futures training every day from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard. Our training moderator, Mark McSee, goes live from 2 to 4, and he teaches you all things futures. So go over there and drink some futures Kool-Aid from 2 to 4. And that also is available on a 7-day free trial, futures training, and it renews at a rate of $249 a month. A little bit more expensive than the other two because that one actually includes our trading view indicators. So lots to learn and an amazing bunch of training moderators that we have and are over in American Dream Trading. So if you want to get signed up, just go to none other than americandreamtrading.com and we can take care of that for you. And Coach brought up a really good point this morning. There's nobody out there that has customer service like we do. So if you get signed up and you have an issue, you can join our free Discord and you can interact with someone right away. You can put in a help desk ticket and someone will help you get signed up. Should do that anyway. Join the free Discord. We have a lounge called the Traders Lounge where we all talk and interact with each other. You can see people's profits and losses in there. You can see what sales and specials that we have going on if you sign up today. And you can also just keep track of what's happening in ADT and in the stock trading world. So go ahead and join our Discord for free by clicking that link that is pinned to the top of the live chat. That is the American Dream Trading link. So let me see who we got down there tonight. All right, welcome, gang. I see you down there. Coffee Todd. Coffee Todd. I know who that is. Wow. Is that they're not putting the regular name still, huh? Because I know what you do. I know that's you. Welcome, Papa. All right. And we have got, he's down there again. That darn cricket is down there again. Hey, darn cricket, how you doing, bud? All right, Jeffrey, welcome, 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 welcome. What's up? Kyle, hey, what's up, bud? What's up, Miranda? How art thou, sweetie? 475. Michael O, what is going on? How are you? Artelon, hey, brother. How are you? John Crescenti, what's up? How are you? Leonard Jones in the house. What's up, gang? Fred Western, what is happening? T. Criddle, cooking on the griddle. All right, don't forget to smash the like button, everybody. So tonight, now, I don't know what's going on with Claude. I usually have the nice, big, bright slides. And he's just gone AWOL on me. I haven't been for the past couple of days been able to get him to create a slideshow for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and try to create that myself. But I did it with ChatGPT today. So today, they're not going to look as nice and pretty as we're used to, but they're there nonetheless. Oops, wrong one. Okay. So tonight we've got entry setup checklist, right? All right. First one, identify trend direction. Okay. And this is something that we know that is, if you don't follow the trend, you're just basically walking in front of a freight train, as Palm and everybody puts it. Because if you're not paying attention to the direction of the overall general direction of the stock, then what the heck are you doing? You've got to take the trend into consideration before you enter any trade. make sure you know what the trend is. Because why? The trend is your friend. All right. Number 2, above and below key EMAs. Okay, we talk about this all the time as well. Over here, we do the 9. Well, let's start with the most important MAs, which is VWAP and the 200 moving average. So we look at those in relation to where the candles are, and then we have the 9, the 21, and the 55, right? And we know the 9 is the strength indicator. That's the one most scalpers use. So when you see that 9 move first, right? Let me go ahead and let's pop up Weeble, shall we? Oh, there it is. Wrong one. Okay. Let's go ahead and share our screen. Okay. Now, if we're taking a look at that, right? Remember I said the 9 leads the way. This reminds me of F2. The 9 leads the way. Normally, the 9 is your first indicator that's going to make the movement. And as you can see, this is meta today, right? It consolidated at the beginning, and look at the indicators. They're all jumbled up like spaghetti, right? But then the 9 breaks out and lets you know, hey, we're going up. And then, of course, the 21 and the 55 followed right behind. These are the order that you want them in, and look at where they are in relation to VWAP. They are all 3 over top of it. Now, the 200 ideally would be over it too, but it isn't in this case, but that doesn't matter. We've got all 3. That's strength to the upside, not to mention the candles broke over the 9, which you want. So we're going to armchair quarterback just a little bit here and see that told us that the stock was going up, which is exactly what it did, right? And as you can see, it had strength to the upside. It did consolidate here. And oddly enough, I did not trade today. So these lines are lines that I had on here from last week. Look how it respected this channel this morning, right? Then it went up to the next level, stopped right there, and consolidated for a short spell because, look, it is a yellow line. Look at the blue line. When you have different colors on your lines, that has significance. That means in times before, those areas were a little bit tough for it to get through, right? Whether it have been support or resistance or both, right? So that's why they're different colors. And look, it consolidated. It stopped here, right? Blue here as well, and look what it did. It stopped there. And then there's a little bit of a gap between this one and this one, right? So look what it did here, right? It stopped there. So you got to learn how, this is the things that we do in American Dream Trading. We learn how to chart out stocks and look at support and resistance on the 1-year time frame, on the 6 month, the 1 month, the week, the daily, the 4 hour, the 2 minute or 5 minute. We chart things out on the higher time frames so that we know the probabilities of and what the overall trend is. Now today, the overall trend was up. So if you had gotten in this, what would have been a good entry point? These are things that you have to go over and ask yourself. We normally know if you're going to scalp, you can do 2 different things. You can do in here, you do the scalp, which would be the break in the hold of the 9, which would be this candle here. It broke over, well, actually this one. It broke the 9 here and held here, right? Here's the technical full break. And then here's the confirmation because it started in on the shoulder of the candle before it, and it was above the 9, and it continued to the upside. So that would be your entry if you were scalping. If you look down here, if you're doing a 2-minute EWO, which is a strategy that was cultivated by our coach, nobody else out there is using it. You would have gotten in on the very first candle that shows you some volume other than the candles before it. So here you've got the first candle, but that's still showing here flat with these. This candle here is the second candle of the bar, and it shows volume way more than the first. It's almost double the size, and that's what you want. This is a good 2-minute EWO. You would take the entry right here, and that also coincides as it would have it with when the 9 is crossing over the 21. So that would have been a good scalp entry. It would have been a good EWO entry, right? So those are the things that you're looking for in your scalp entries. Making sure it's matching up with the EMAs and everything is lined up as it should be with the EMAs. Right? All right, third one down. Check overall market sentiment. Okay. So checking overall market sentiment is something that we hear Coach tell us to do all the time. Palm tells us to do that as well. Go look at the indices. Go see what the S&P is doing. Go see what NASDAQ is doing and go check out the Dow. You know, if they're plus or minus 100 points, then that kind of gives you some insight to what the market is probably going to do for the day. You can do things like checking heat maps. Webull has a heat map. Webull has the market sentiment chart where you can look at all of those indices all in one widget, right? But check the overall sentiment of the market. You know, go through some of the Mag 7 and see what they're doing. They tend to mimic each other and mirror each other a lot until the market opens. Then sometimes they break out into their own strategy. But, you know, if everything seems to be to the upside or it seems like everything's to the downside, then there you are. Great. You guys know I live next to a firehouse, so sorry about that. Let me go ahead and mute just for a second while I get this other slide. Bomb shelter. All right, it's winding down. All right, so next on the checklist is to make sure that you check or there's a clean break of the 9 EMA. That's what we just looked at. That's what we just looked at on this chart, right? Clean break of the 9 EMA on Meta here today, right? You've got the break here. This is also part of that break, right? But then you have a clean break here. It opened in on the shoulder and the wick and candle are above the 9. It opened and closed above the 9. The next candle and the candle after that continued the trend. So that is what you're looking for as far as a scalp entry. A clean break and hold, as Mark McSee would say. Break and hold. You've got to have confirmation. Got to have confirmation. All right, so we just looked at the confirmation candle. To me, I would also, sometimes I have been known to wait a little bit, right? Because right here, you've got another candle that opened, and even though it ended up as a doji, it still opened above the 9, higher than the candle before it. It didn't close higher than the candle before, but it did come in on the shoulder, and it stayed over the 9. That is extra confirmation, And then the last but not least on this slide, it says avoid gamma candles unless they're going in your direction. Obviously, this would have added to your premium if you were doing options quite a bit, right? So you want to make sure that you're making sure that you're breaking and holding, and that you've got confirmation candles, and that you avoid things like this. If you're going to the upside, the gamma candles to the downside. And also, do not buy into the gamma, because you're going to get a huge price for it. Right now, when you see gamma candles, this price is surging. So you're going to pay a lot of money for that contract. Whereas if you went in on this candle and it had a pullback, you would have gotten it for a better price. Wait for that pullback before you get in. If it's already to the upside and it's already over the 9, wait for something like this, or wait for it's going up. See the pullback? Right here is your entry point. You want to wait for a pullback so that you're not paying astronomical prices and then be in it already when it starts to do this, right? That's what it means by avoiding paying into this candle, which would be a gamma candle. Yeah, Pop, I don't know. It was doing that last week with the names. Chad, what's up, brother? Chad. Another green day, I presume. James L, I think might be going through some personal business right now, so he's not here with me tonight. He's got some things that he's trying to handle on the home front. So our thoughts and prayers are with him. I don't think it's anything detrimental health-wise or anything like that. Just, sometimes situations happen, and you just, pray that your friends can get through these situations, right? All right, so let's move on. Hopefully, Chad, how'd you guys do today? Darn Cricket, Papa, how'd you guys do today? Ardelon, how'd your trading go? Who's got green? Please tell me. Let's get some ones in the chat for people who had green days. I hope I see a lot of ones down there. All right, I think I already did this one. Yep. All right, confirm stop level, right? So that's another thing that you want to do before you get into your trade, is you want to confirm where your risk management strategy is going to be. Let's see. You want to confirm where your risk management strategy is going to be, right? So we went over risk to reward last week, but basically all that is you need to figure out what 1 to 3% of your total account is if you were to experience some losses, which we know that's a part of the trade, right? So 1 to 3% of your account is what coach's rule is. Do not lose more than 1 to 3% of your account. Because if you do, you're probably not going to live to fight another day if you keep doing that. So learn to figure out what 1 to 3% of your account is, and then divide that up amongst your trades. And we only like to do 3 to 5 trades a day, like max, because anything over than that, you're over trading. So if you take your what it is that you're using to get into your trades. Set your stop losses up accordingly. Now, we know normally the first stop loss is set when you enter, entry only, is set at between 25 to 40%, whatever's comfortable for you as far as a loss of that premium, right? But you don't have to hold it for that long. So you set it at entry for 25 to 40%, just for any pullbacks. You need to let the trade work, right? So if you're getting stopped out as soon as you get in a trade, that means you're not utilizing coach's rule of 25 to 40%. You have to allow for a pullback, right? Now, if it continues or if it looks like it's going to hit that 25 or 40%, you have the option to get out of that. Nobody's telling you to wait until you're lost at a 25% loss in that trade. No, but that's just there to protect you from knife drops or a pullback at the open, right? If you're at the open or the opening of your trade, shall we say, because you shouldn't be trading in the first 30 minutes, right? Whoops, I'm on this one. All right, so confirm your stop level, confirm your contract cost and your premium. So if you're doing options, this is where you go over to your broker and you see what the cost for the contract is of the option that you're getting into, and then you do your risk management accordingly, right? So say you are normally we encourage you to do at the money, which means you're one out or one in. You're one below the strike price or one above the strike price, right? So if you go in the money, then obviously you want to make sure. I'm having a brain fart right here. Okay, you want to make sure that cost is affordable for you, right? We do have some people in here who go out of the money. I've done it, because just because it's a little bit more affordable. But the problem with that is you have a delta that is like not going to be reached if you go too far out of the money. You want to ideally have something that's going to give you 50 cents to and up on the dollar minimum, right? You don't want something that's going to give you 0.03 cents on a dollar, because you'll never get reached. But if it pulls back, you'll get hit pretty hard. So make sure that you're playing a stock that you can afford to do multiple contracts and that you can afford to go in or at the money, right? So you would be checking your prices for that before you get in. Okay, so avoid too far out of the money. All right, so that's what we just talked about. You don't want to go too far out of the money because it's basically just like spinning your wheels on ice, right? You never gain any traction. You would have to have an extreme amount of volatility for that stock to give you any type of payout. It would have to can't hear. It would have to be extremely volatile and have a lot of movement in your direction in order for you to see any profit on that way out of the money. So it's not worth it. It's just a bunch of headache, and God forbid the stock gets into chop, right? So you definitely don't need that. You know what? That's what's missing. My music is missing. I'm like, it's so quiet. It's gonna come in loud. All right. And the last slide. Do we have a clear direction? All of this is on your checklist. Do we have a clear entry signal? Do we have the proper risk set up? And check our emotions. Let's make sure that our emotions are not carried away with the trade, right? One of the things that has really, really, really started to make sense to me is the weight. right? The patience level that you need to have. You need to learn how to wait in these trades for the proper entry, right? That is one thing that needs to be on your checklist. Wait, and do more waiting. Watch your chart. If you have everything charted out properly, then just go ahead and make sure that the entry is there and you're not trying to force a trade, because a lot of us tend to do that. We're so eager to trade that we try to create something out of nothing, right? How many people have done that? I know some of you guys have done that because I've done it. All right. Darn Cricket's got a one in there. He was green today. Small but green. It's all right. That is all right, Arteline. Hey, listen, remember, we don't go about dollar amounts. It's green trades that count, right? All right, John, good deal. Kevin's got a one in the chat. Sweet. Close to 5.5%. Darn Cricket, way to go. Artelon says, at Darn Cricket. Congrats. I love how we support each other over here. That is amazing. F2, what's up, my brother? How did you do today? So yeah, that is basically what we need to do with our checklist. We need to make sure that the trend is there. We need to make sure that we are following the EMAs and how they're laid out, and make sure that we have confirmation candles, right? All of these should be part of your checklist, right? Make sure that we have the confirmation candles. I put the link down there, but let me do it again because we don't have anybody up here. And if you guys want to come up here and talk about your trades today, you are more than welcome to do that. There we go. Yep, so the link is down there. Pebbles said, you got your hat ordered. Yay! You guys remember Pebbles last week? He was talking about he didn't have a hat. $12.15 on total account with TSLL and Mara. Look at you. Look at you. I know Jimmy used to like to play those two as well. I remember hearing him talk about Mara one day. He used to talk about how Spy, it moved along with Spy, but Spy moved first and Mara would move shortly after that. So he would kind of get a sneak peek at what Mara was about to do and play the trade accordingly, right? So it was kind of like a cheat code. I don't know if it still does that, but don't forget to link the live, please. It's help with algorithm. Yes, don't forget to smash that like button. Thank you, Artelon. We know what you meant. All right, so is anything running in the market that we can look at? I remember what was that? INTC or no, that's Intel. What was INTG? Something was running today. Let's see. Top gainers, aftermarket. Icon. I remember Icon. We've played that before. Anybody down there trading in the aftermarket making any money? All right, let's take a look at Icon. Let's go ahead to our 4 hour. All right, so it's here and it popped. Look at that candle, right? But if you look at it, it's right here. It just popped above the 55. And it's sitting right here where all of this traffic was hitting, right? So let's see. We've got, it's a little bit higher here. Let's go ahead and lock that level in. And then we've got right up in here. All right, so we got a couple of levels marked out. We'll go back to our regular time frame. All right, we got our runner. See if it breaks this double top here. I'm going to put it up here at the top of this wick because it's already there. If you did not get your 1% today, here is your opportunity. Not financial or tax or investment advice. None of us over here or financial or tax advisors. Everything you hear is strictly for your paper trading accounts for training and educational purposes only. Okay, this is what we talk about. So stocks respect historical levels. They respect lines. Look what happened. We put in the line based on where it pulled back before, and it is once again pulling back. But we can go over here and look at our L2 and see our areas. And now, look, it's got some stuff down here on the lower levels, though. So you got to be careful with that because then you want to determine, is it just a pullback? And this is all with entry, right? You can use your L2 to find a good entry point as well, right? A checklist for that would be to find out how many levels are over here on the buy side, where those levels are located, and try to see the point of the stock is to buy low and sell high. So you want to see who's down here below. But look where all the volume is. It's up here, right? So you just kind of wait it out and see if any of this stuff down here plays out because you don't want to get it up here and then have it drop on you like what it's doing right now. So a lot of hurry up and wait with the stock game. All right, so we got a lot of volume up on the top side. That should push it through here, gang. And then we've got our next level already waiting based on what we charted out from the 4 hour and the level after that. So we should be good for a little bit. Vegan Knowledge JJ, hi sweetheart, how art thou? Art alarm was just autocorrect. I can't stand autocorrect. Of course, Papa. You're our brother, man. We want everything to be all right. You're always supporting us. Jerry, what's up? Welcome. Up 12.15%. Woo! Papa Todd, you kicked butt today, brother. You still messing around with still messing around with Mara, huh? Look, it pulled back. Let's go look at Mara. Let's see what Papa Todd's looking at. Okay, that is chop hell. Had a good day today, though. Look at you. No wonder. Huh? No wonder. You putting up numbers like that. Look at that. Nice steady climb all day after you got through all of this crap. When did you enter that trade? Oh, please tell me in here somewhere. Let's take a look at it up close and personally. All right, so right now the 9 is consolidating with the 21. It lowered and now it looks like a dolphin, right? It okay, it looks like it's trying to pull back from it. Look at that candle. Look at the 9 now pulling out and separating from the 9. Is it going green to red? That's a gravestone doji right there. So be careful. A lot of selling pressure. Look at the top wicks popping in there. That means selling pressure is being applied. Look at this huge wick right here. Right? Look, get Richard and Maria up in here with the controlling candle conversation. Around 10:19 with 599 shares. All right. Wow, you got him way down here? Woo! Let's do the drawing on it. You said 10:19. Woo, you're way down here, bud. All right, so this is Papa's entry where you see the blue line. Or did you mean 10:19 this morning? Most likely he meant 10:19 this morning. No, that's one. That's a decimal. Yeah, $10.19, right? So you got here in here on the bottom. So he got in here on the bounce because that's where 1019 is. Wow, that's a good trade, Papa. Look at support. You want support above you, gang, because that way it can do all the hemming and hawing and all it's going to do. And meanwhile, you're still down here. Damn. Now that's a trade. He got him way under view up. You got him right at this support level because look at that. But see, this is why it pays, gang, to learn a stock. Papa has been playing Mara and TSLL for a while, so he knows their habits and their movement. That's probably why he got in where he did. He probably saw that it was probably time for it to move up. Am I right, Papa? On the bounce, yep. That's pretty freaking awesome. Somebody else tell me where they got in today. Let's put it up on the board. Let's see where these entries are. See if you guys are doing some good entries over here. See if you're following the rules. Somebody give me another entry that they got in. They had a good Chad. Give me an entry, brother. F2. Give me an entry point and a stop. And tell us where you got in, and I'll pull it up on the screen for everybody so we can take a look and see. But this right here, this definitely is one for the books right there, Papa. We got to give you the bell on that, my brother. That is stellar. Look at that. He got in here. Look what it did today. And he's down here. So, yeah, of course he's still playing in it because he's not in any danger of it coming back that far to knock him out, right? Now, I don't know that I would sleep on it, but I know you swing trade. So, sweet. Oh, it had good news. Wow, you know what? Remember this morning somebody asked me to put the Moringa link in there? I never did that. Who did that? Who asked me that? Oh my God. Because I ended up, Richard made, damn, Richard, ended up cracking a joke or somebody did. Oh, Hot Potato. Hot Potato jumped in there and distracted me and started talking about the other thing, which is not a distraction. That's what we're supposed to be talking about, not Moringa. And I just realized I don't know why my brain went back. Well, because I looked at the word um, mining, and all of a sudden I'm seeing the M's and the N's and the G's, and that made me think Moringa. And I thought, holy crap, I never put that link in there this morning. So I will. I'll try to remember. Somebody remind me. Maybe Papa remind me tomorrow morning if you think of it. To ask who asked for that link so that I can redo that or reattempt to do that. Yeah, I would. I'd go ahead and close it. Listen, get all of that, right? Because you don't want that coming back on you overnight, which we know it very well could. So, yeah, look at that. That's a beautiful trade. I would not tarnish that by giving back 50% of that or even 10% of it. You know what I mean? Take that money. Yeah, because it doesn't look like it's going, too much higher than that. The market will be closed in the next couple of hours, you know? Why have to worry about it overnight? Just go ahead and take your green. That's a good trade. It don't get any better than that, Papa. Look at that setup, gang. Everything's over VWAP, even the 200. I mean, that was a perfect trade, and he's in from down here. All right, gang, it is 5:04. If I'm not going to get anybody that's going to come up on the panel, F, you sure you don't want to come out and tell us about your day real quick? If we don't we went over the checklist for the scalp entry, so I'm probably going to go ahead and close it out. But yeah, good day, very good day. I'm craving a fried. You're craving a fried egg sandwich. Where does that come from? Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can.
All right. How are you?
I am good, man. How are you?
I'm good. Just getting off home from work and listening in on my way home and stuff. So
Sweet. How'd you do today, Apple
I did
Man?
all right. Had a pretty good green trade. So I caught Apple on the. I didn't catch it on the to the on the upside. I caught it on the downside and scalped it for a little bit. So
All right, let's pull it up. Oh, here?
uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah, it was a nice trade right there. And look, yellow line. Did you have a yellow line there as well? Or did you have a different colored line there?
Mine is. Hold on. Let me get it lined out here.
Look at that. That was beautiful to the upside. Look how it broke in hell. We were talking about scalp entry checklist tonight. So it broke and held nicely above the 9 and kept on going up for a while. And then the sellers let you know right here when it got to this point that, hey, you better start planning your exit.
Yeah, I got mine's red. I got mine on around 275, 74, around that a little bit. Mine's not as high as the 290 or 275, 92, but I got a line there from somewhere, from something in the
Mine
past.
is 275.85, so we're within 9 cents of each other.
Yeah, I don't know. I got it at a resistance level, near term resistance, so it's been there before. So
Well, and here's the thing: I barely play Apple, and I don't even remember when I put this line. I charted this a while ago, maybe last week sometime. So that's why we tell you guys to chart, because stocks tend to respect these lines, right, F?
yes, especially Apple.
Mm-hmm. So where'd you get in? At the top of this, or?
Let me catch my times here. Hold on just a second.
Okay, take your time. All right, coffee time. Took TSLL for 1660 to 1780. Nice. Now he told you how many shares you got, so you do the math.
Messed up my chart or something. I got in around 938 and around 940 originally when I first started buying in for the downside.
940.
Yeah, around, the first one filled at 9:38, almost 9:39, and then I got another fill at 9:39 and 30 seconds, and then 9:43.
I'm on the 1 minute, right? Okay. So 9:38 is so like the second candle.
Yeah,
Yep. And then you did it in batches. You kept buying in.
yeah, for puts for the downside there.
Nice. How many do you buy in batches of 5 like David, or how do you do yours?
Um, I'll go a little bit bigger, um, and then I have it set up the same way that I can get out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Fast, like he's the one that taught me how to set up my turbo trader to be able to get them out.
Yep.
Uh, I go in a little bit bigger, especially if I know I'm only going to trade for a little bit.
Yeah. Knock it out fast, right?
Yeah.
And then you ended up getting out where?
Um, Around 9:46, 9:49. I didn't stay in very long.
Okay, so basically from here to here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Nice. Way to go.
I was on a quick break from work, so
How much did you pull down from that? If you don't mind saying. You could do
uh,
percentage if you want.
percentage wise, I think it was more around 45, 50%, something like that. Let me see here. Around 46% and some change.
Nice. You guys hear this number? Just in that short time frame. But that is scalp entry 101. Look where he entered. It was above the 9. It had already broken held, right? But it came off the top, which we already know has got to be a double or a triple or whatever it is. There's a reason this yellow line is there. And he waited for the confirmation and got in. And just as it's crossing the 9 is when he got out of that. That's a good trade, huh?
I learned it. I learned it on the aftermarket with you and Ant when you all were doing the uh trading off the 9 and the confirming candles and stuff.
That's what we talked about tonight. Breaking and holding. And once it breaks below, once it stops doing what you need it to do, that's when you get out. So that was a really good trade.
I just didn't have enough time to keep playing.
I don't blame you. I mean, even if you did have time, that was still a good trade.
Yeah,
You know?
I definitely got my goal and stuff in for and stuff. So um,
A lot of money.
pay some more taxes.
Right? I'm about to say you left a lot of money on the table though, bro.
I left a whole lot of money on the table.
Oh, but I wasn't gonna say it. I wasn't gonna
I
say it.
left a lot of money, but that's part of it. I don't
You can't
green
chase
is
it.
green, and
Yeah, you can't
it's
chase
kind of
it.
like when you go buy a new vehicle. You may
Yep,
pay $10 for it on one lot, and the next lot you drive past, it's $5, but you already paid $10 for it, so it's still your vehicle.
yep, exactly. But it is what it is, right? So
Right.
we know you know what you're doing. Had you had time to sit there, you probably would have stayed in it longer. But you got to work with what you got with time, right? Another reason to take that long lunch break. That's all I'm saying.
I got it. I'm notorious for not sticking with something.
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna stick with this plan. Like, a very important person spent a lot of time, out of his busy life,
Helping you cultivate that plan, right?
helping me with it,
Mm-hmm.
and just out of respect, and because I want to as well, but out of respect for him, I'm going to work that plan. So,
Good for you. That takes discipline, and I'm proud of you, man. Way to go.
oh, this time of year right now, as busy as we are, oh, don't think I didn't think about going on a lunch break.
Look, that's become an inside joke now. You going on your lunch break? You ready to go on a lunch break yet?
I'll get on the Zoom and be like, I'm on my lunch break.
And we'll know what that means. It's like, yeah, he went on the lunch break. Yes. Oh man.
No, I'll be calling them. I'll be like, you know what? I probably won't even go in. I'll be like, y'all need to come get these keys.
I'm on my lunch break. Well, bring them back when you come back. You don't understand. I'm not coming back.
Be like, y'all either get it rekeyed or come get these keys.
Make them come get them. Diesel Dan, what's up? He said that's right up to. Take the green. Yes, yes, yes. He said he did it 4 times on Spot a day. In and out. Go Diesel. Go in and out, in and out, in and out for a bunch. Go Diesel Dan. Way to go. American Dream Trading runs on Diesel. You knew that, right, F?
Yes, like it's pretty good people there too.
Yeah, he's a good guy. Diesel Dan said that's and working all day, 12 hours, right. We got to do what we, that's right. Absolutely. Take that green. Take the green when you don't have time. Coach will be the first one to tell you that you got to work within your time frame. And it's awesome that you're taking a few minutes to do that, and still get your trading in because you're golden now, You've gotten to a point where you've mastered how to scalp quick in, out, done. So you two
Every every once in a while, I'll have to get out of a losing trade, that I'll read something wrong or something, but I get out real quick. 'Cause I don't.
don't take no big losses.
I ain't worried about, all it'll come back. No, I just get out. Yeah,
Yeah.
don't even try it.
Yep. Cut it off. That's good discipline. All right. Well, anything else you want to say to anybody before we get out of here about their trading or how to enter properly?
Just keep paying attention, asking questions, get in the Zoom. If you don't understand something, there are a lot of knowledgeable people that will stop what they're doing to explain something to you. Um, I've got the courage up finally, then started talking, being part of the organization, and my nobody has been mean or hateful or call me dumb for asking any questions or anything. So I encourage everybody to, you're paying money to be part of it, and you know, step up and get your money's worth and
That's right.
go what you're in here for. Everybody's goal is to make money, and whether it be to replace your job or just have side money or pocket money, you're in here for a reason. That's to get money. So
That's it.
go after it.
That is it. Well, F, thank you so much for being here. And thank you for coming up on the panel since nobody else did.
Yeah, where's your co-host?
I don't know. I know he's going through some family things right now, so I'm
Okay.
assuming that's
All right.
probably what's happening.
All right.
Yeah, so we're gonna keep him in our prayers that he makes it through that. I don't think it's a health emergency. I just think it's a dynamic thing that's happening. So, but shout out
May
to
the,
James L. wherever you are. We love you, brother. We miss you.
may the best come out of your outcome.
That's right. So Everybody else, thank you for being here. Thank you for putting the notes in the chat and interacting. Don't forget to share the content out, and don't forget to put a like, and please don't forget to go over in the Traders Lounge and say that whether you learned something here tonight on the aftermarket or were able to get something out of that. So F, have a good night, man. Everybody else down there in the chat, have a great night. I'm going to go ahead and end with Coach's rules as we normally do, and I will see y'all in the morning.
See you tomorrow.
Peace and blessings.
You guys remember all the rules. You must follow all of them. Not some. You don't get to sprinkle in your own and leave mine out. You must follow all the rules. Always have a stop loss in each and every trade. If you're a new trader, make sure you are simulate trading only using a paper account. I don't want anybody losing their money while you are in training. Make sure you guys are using small position sizes. This will allow you to let those runners run and stop out the losers. Again, stops on every trade, regardless of shares, options, futures, or crypto. Make sure you guys are journaling every single day. It's one of the most important pieces of what we do on top of the risk management, so that you can help assess what you are doing and make the changes that you need to do. Don't trade in the first 30 minutes or the last hour of the day if you're a new trader. And if you are an experienced trader, please be careful the first 3 minutes or the last 8 minutes of the trading day.
I was stuck in the cycle, just spinning my wheels, chasing time, losing sleep, forgetting how to feel. Dreams collecting dust on a shelf in my mind, till I found a spark, a way to realign. Not just numbers, charts, or lines on a screen. Was a mirror that showed who I could be. American dream train, you opened the door, gave me the tools, now I'm asking for more. No more waiting for life to decide. You gave me the pen so I could rewrite. From fear to focus, from doubt to drive, I found my strength, now I'm alive. You didn't just teach me to trade, you helped me rewrite my life. Used to think I missed my chance, too late to change, but you showed me growth lies outside the cage. Now I'm building something real, not just getting by. Flipping setbacks into fuel, reaching for the sky. You said mindset first, and now I see. Success starts with who you believe you can be. American dream trading, you opened the door, gave me the tools, now I'm asking for more. No more waiting for life to decide. You gave me the pen so I could rewrite. From fear to focus, from doubt to drive, I found my strength, now I'm alive. You didn't just teach me to trade, you helped me rewrite my life. It's not about luck, it's learning to lead, turning every loss into a seed. Now I grow with every rise and fall, standing tall, no dreams too small. American dream being traded, you show me the way, turn my dark into light, my night into day. Now I'm writing my future in my own hand, with purpose, with power, with a brand new plan. From stuck to soaring, from fear to flight, you helped me rewrite my life. Yeah, I'm trading more than stocks, I'm trading pain for pride. Thanks to the dream